many people think that holygrail 75 is the best player, and many also think that Lordheavan is the best player of all time, and some even think Mango Pool, especially when he's dropping absolute gems like this video right here. Well, I have been doing days of research, and today we will figure out who is the best player in Strongest Battlegrounds. But first off, we are going to be rating Lordheavan, who is debatably one of the best PvPers of all time, and we're going to be ranking him and everyone else in 3 different categories. One is PvP, one is IQ, and the last one is character use, which are all very important skills inside of Strongest Battleground. And people like Lordheavan have insanely impressive accomplishments. Like right here, he beat the #1 ranked player 5-0. I mean, he absolutely spat on him, and it's because his PvP is so good, and he actually invented some of the hardest combos inside of the game. So his PvP gets a 9.5. But now onto his high Q, because it is also very high, because he has made multiple combos just like you guys are seeing on the screen right here. And he is a completely talented player when it comes to figuring out what moves and combos do the best. So for that reason, I'm also going to give his IQ a solid 8. But now for his characters part is where he might get downgraded a little bit, because he kinda doesn't main any character, and having a main character can actually be very useful towards your skill, because you have lots of skill for that one little character. So I'm going to give his character use a solid 8, because he still does use Saitama a lot, but he isn't the best at it as he could be. But the question is Lordheavan's rating gonna be better than Holy Grail's? Also widely known for his high IQ in PvP. But now we're going to talk about one of the smartest players on all of Strongest Battlegrounds, and that is Zebra. And I'm assuming every Strongest Battleground player has learned something from one of this guy's videos. Now for his PvP, it may not be the best, due to him not trying every single day as hard as possible to be the best, unlike some other people on this list. So I am going to give his PvP a solid 7, but his IQ is where he's going to make up most of his points inside of this rating, because this man has found almost every single glitch that you guys probably abuse every single day, and he constantly gives out tips that even pros probably can learn from him, which are absolutely crucial. But for his character use, he kind of just has fun and just bounces around everyone trying to find glitches for everyone. So I'm going to give his character use a 4. Now that puts him behind Lordheavan, but this next guy might be one of the best players in the whole entire world. And this is because he is definitely the #1 best blocker in all of Strongest Battlegrounds. And his name is Tenjin. Now he might be better than Lordheavan and Wellworks, because he's an absolute beast. And that's because his blocking and combos are just absolutely perfect. And he's widely known for predicting blocks absolutely perfectly, which is definitely a big part of PvP. And he even claims himself to be the block god, but also the PvP god. And he sure does show it, because he's beating guys that are up high on the leaderboard and absolutely smacking them. So his PvP 100% gets a 10. But you guys might get surprised for his IQ too, because he uses lots of secret strategies inside of PvP, just like this ragdoll emote glitch that he is using right now, and he absolutely destroys when he does it, as you guys see right here. And he's just overall an insanely smart player. So I'd give his IQ a solid 8.52. Now for his character main, it doesn't really look like he really mains anyone crazy. He jumps from Saitama all the way to Garu and kinda switches up his player quite a bit. So I don't know, it's kinda debatable, but he does kind of only go between 2 people. So I'm also going to give his character use a solid 8. But who knows if that will be Holy Grail later on. Now next up is Lordheavan's biggest rival, and it's Kyoto. And he is someone with the most viral PvP video on the planet, with him 2v2ing with Lordheavan in Strongest Battlegrounds. And when I tell you this guy is good, he is really good. When those two paired up, it was actually almost unfair for anyone else that would come their way. And he actually fought one of the top 10 players in the world. And as you guys see, he pooped on him. I mean, he was saying GG before he even killed the person. And as you guys see right here, it says dragon level threat against the person he's killing right now. And he ended up taking the W against this guy right here in the overall series. And Kyoto's movement is absolutely insane. As you guys see here, he's doing insane tricks right now. And he's actually a really skillful and good player. And lots of pros actually watch out for him just because of how good his movement actually is. But he also has one of the craziest accomplishments I've ever seen. He's had almost 100 consecutive kills on an ult account, which is almost a world record. And I honestly don't know too many people that have even more than 100 in a row, which is actually crazy. Which in my opinion puts his PvP at a solid 10 also. I mean, you literally can't beat this guy. But he also is very smart. As you guys see, he's killing multiple people with table flip. And he's a very smart guy when it comes to playing passive. So I'd give his IQ a solid 9. Now for the character use, he kind of uses everyone. He uses Metal Bat, and he uses Saitama and Garu, but kind of all over the place with these characters. So I'm gonna give him an 8 for character use, which puts him in a really good spot on the ranks. But I don't know if he will be able to stay ahead of the next guy. But now all the people later in this video get really good. So it's going to make competition very hard. And that's because we are going to be talking about Flores, who has the highest kill streak record in all of Saitama Battlegrounds. And you guys might think that this is just clickbait, but look at this, he actually has 1,027 kills in a row, which is insane. And look at this, it's not fake, he can move around and it's all real and everything. And I find it absolutely insane how this is even possible. And yo, what the heck, am I tripping, or has the weakest dummy never done this before? Yo, he's kind of vibing out right now though. But getting back to Flores, he's an absolutely insane PvPer. And he is the #1 Genos player in the world, and that is a fact. I mean, just look at him absolutely clap cheeks with him right here. And boom, just like that, this guy's dead. And no, I'm not kidding. He literally is the #1 Genos player in the whole entire world. There's not one person in the world that is better at Genos than he is. But it's not just that. He's also gotten a 100 kill streak with just Metal Bat, which is absolutely absurd. And guys, I was not kidding. Literally, look at this. It says 101. So I'm going to give this guy PvP a solid 9.5. But his IQ is also very high. It is a good 9. Because he was one of the main guys that popularized Genos in his OP combo. Flores has also beat every single top leaderboard player. As you guys see, this is the #2 guy right here that he's absolutely pooping on. And he 3-0'd this guy too. Matter of fact, he beat all of the top 5 best players. And his character use is also great. Especially when he's pulling off these high kills with probably just a couple characters. So I'm going to give his IQ a 9, as well as his character use, which puts him at #1. But let's see if Holy Grail will finally pass. But right before we talk about Holy Grail, we need to talk about one of the best prodigies of all time, Mango Pool. As you guys see, he has insane videos. As you guys see by his shirt, he absolutely loves Latinas, which makes him a great player. And he's so good at the game that he's getting girls pregnant at this point. And looking at his amazing skills right here, as you guys can see, I will give him a solid 2 for his PvP. I mean, he's getting absolutely destroyed right now, but we don't talk about it. And as you guys see, when he leaves his Roblox page, he has Tatsumaki all over it. So I'll give his IQ a also 2. Now, he sure does know how to use characters pretty well. So I'm going to give Mango Pool's character use a good 10. I mean, this guy 100% deserves it. But now for real, we're going to move on to the Holy Grail, which is probably what majority % of people think is the best player. And I mean, he's done everything. And as you guys see, he has been uploading Strongest Battlegrounds content from a year ago. And this game pretty much was created a year ago, which makes him a complete OG. And he's probably made every single guide and combo guide that you guys have all seen. There's one gigantic problem with him, and it's the fact that he doesn't try too hard. As you guys see, he just does random funny things like making President Saitama Battlegrounds. He doesn't try as hard on like some of these other guys, but his PvP is definitely still really high. I still would definitely give his PvP a very solid 8. I mean, he is still very good at the game, and he's even beat up some of the top 5 players in the game. But Holy Grail has pretty much made up tons of combos that everybody uses, so I'm going to give his IQ a good 9. But his character use is literally everywhere. I mean, he uses Atomic Samurai, he's used Metal Bat, and he's kind of used every single player on the list right here. So I'm gonna give his character use a solid 6. So at the end, in my opinion, Flores and Tengen and Kyoto are probably tied for the best players in the world. It's too close to tell, but who knows, maybe even some random is probably the best player in the world, like one of these guys up here. So maybe this question will never get solved. But like and subscribe if you think you're pretty good at Saitama Battlegrounds, and see you guys in the next one.